Hi, my name's Ben Newsome from Fizzics Education, and I want to introduce you to the Australian Virtual Astronaut Challenge. The Australian Virtual Astronaut Challenge was a 6-week design challenge for students right across 6 countries in 199 schools. Schools were locked down during winter of 2021. Kids were at home, they were isolated, and it wasn't a great thing for mental health. So we thought, why not get together a group of STEM education experts and some design thinking leaders right across Australia and beyond to help guide these students through a design challenge for space. Could they grow food on the International Space Station? Could they do it on the Artemis mission? What about Mars even? We thought, why not guide them through a 6-week challenge whereby they work together in remote teams to create a meaningful result. In this video, we're going to cover what happened over the 6-week period and the outcomes for it. Week 1 was all about the big picture, what's happening in space exploration now, and how might their design challenge be helping train them for future careers in space. Dr. Scott Sleep from STEM Industry School Partnerships walked them through the iSTEM process, a very clear, defined process where students ideate, iterate, evaluate, communicate, go through all the steps to be able to get students to really get their design together and out into the world. He also outlined the Australian Space Agency's own goals of getting 20,000 new job placements in space by 2030. Ted Tagami from Magnitude.io really set the scene with space exploration, helping kids to understand that it really is underpinned by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Also, the work he's done on the International Space Station with ExoLab 9 really helped kids understand that yes, you can grow things in space and do real research. In the case of ExoLab 9, nodulation with rhizobia bacteria and red clover. Week 2 was all about ideation and project management, getting ideas down rapidly on paper and then evaluating which idea is going to be the most successful. Plus, how might they really create a project that works with multiple moving parts? Alan Ryan from the Hargraves Institute took them through an ideation process and how to quickly brainstorm 9 ideas in 2 minutes. We helped them learn how to rank the best ideas using impact versus difficulty. Wendy and Ian from the Queensland and New South Wales Virtual STEM Academies helped them through multiple tools about project management and how to timeline these out using Gantt charts. We're also privileged to have Jim Christensen from the Aldrin Family Foundation take the students through the Home on the Moon project and what it's like to potentially live in space. And on top of this, I took them through a Train Like an Astronaut challenge. Why not work through an exercise regime and improve their heart rate over a 6-week challenge? Week 3 was all about design, helping kids get their ideas out of their heads and onto paper in a way that people can understand. Glenn Lawrence from Design Nuts took them through how to design and draw using 3D sketching techniques, and importantly, how to use simple shapes to create complex shapes that people can understand. Gillian Hewitt from Imagine Naturalists helped kids understand about how observational drawing is done, how to use imagination, especially if we're thinking about living things potentially on other worlds. What might things look like when they're growing, given certain abiotic factors? Ted Tagami from Magnitude also took us through the ExoLab 9 project and the X-ray tomography that's been done on the roots of the red clover to see nodulation happening at a micro scale. Plus, he took us through some of the mission patches that he's been able to collect, and we challenged students to create their own mission patches for their design challenge. Ian Preston and Wendy Bode also took us through the variety of tools and equipment that students can use when they're creating their own designs. Week 4 is about taking the students even further into their design process. It was also about helping the students understand that there are many different careers when it comes to space. Glenn took us through a variety of different design drawings and schematics, blueprinting and prototyping with a variety of different structures and materials. We also got a fantastic presentation from Laurie Waters from Magnitude, who has only recently came back from a Hawaiian program called High Seas, where we look at analog space missions and just what is life like in space and isolated environments. Also, Ted Tagami took us through a variety of different ways that mixed-use development might happen on the moon and future space careers. We also got a special visit from Kirsten Banks, a PhD student from the University of Sydney, who took us through the Indigenous perspectives of the night sky and the broad and very niche opportunities there are in astrophysics. Finally, Wendy Bode and Ian Preston took us through the variety of different digital tools that students can use when it comes to CAD. As we moved into week 5, we were highly focused on helping students understand that iteration and evaluation is highly critical when it comes to managing projects of this sort of nature. Kylie Burrett, Alan Ryan, Wendy Bode, and Ian Preston all came up with different ways that kids could use iteration and evaluative techniques with their design projects. We also had a very special visit from Dr. Adrian Brown from NASA, who went through just what it was like to be involved in the Mars rover missions, all the challenges that were involved, where did it land, and really what was happening during the engineering aspects of that mission. Another special guest that week was Dr. Carl Krasnolnicki, a highly renowned science communicator from the University of Sydney and ABC, who took students' questions from all over the country and beyond about space and just what might be possible. The final week of the design challenge was all about helping students understand how to communicate a message, how to pitch their 1-minute video of their design that they've created to a broad audience. We had a fantastic chat from Dr. Scott Sleep about the pitching architecture needed to be able to communicate a message, and also Carrie Furs from Family Book Form talked about storytelling and how to connect to audiences. As we thought about pitching, Jim Christensen from the Aldrin Family Foundation talked about the Aldrin Cycler, his proposal by Buzz Aldrin to have a continuous loop of spacecraft between Earth, Mars, and the Moon for future space missions. Laurie Waters took us through how to make a clinostat using very simple materials. And so did Ian Preston. We looked at Lego and other materials that kids could use to make their own clinostat in their classrooms. This has been such an amazing project to be involved in, and we are looking to do this next year. On your screen are our contact details. Please reach out to Dr. Scott Sleep from STEM Industry School Partnerships, myself, Ben Newsome from Fizzics Education, or Ted Tagami from Magnitude.io to find out how you can get your school involved. And if you're from an organisation that wants to support the Australian Virtual Astronaut Challenge, we'd love to hear from you as well. We cannot wait to get involved with next year's program, and I cannot wait to see the students' designs.